So how you doing?
I'm awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm awesome too.
Cool.
It's an awesome day. High five.
Let's do it.
I love high fives.
That's what I heard.
They're like the best.
They're pretty solid.
You do so many things, but before we get into Affinity Networks, I want to start with something I'm very confused about.
Let's hear it.
You co-founded Amplify.
Yes.
Which is an incubator.
Yes.
What is an incubator?
Okay, so there's two primary terms, incubator and accelerator. I think we're probably more an accelerator, but the basic concept is that you bring in these early stage companies, sometimes you give them money, in our case we do, and then you give them space potentially to like live in and sort of incubate, and then they grow under your tutelage and guidance and introductions and help them sort of get on their way so that they reduce their bills and their overhead and they can just sort of focus and dig in.
So are there chickens?
There are probably, yeah, there's some chickens in the back.
There's some chickens?
There's a few chickens.
So like the startups are like the eggs.
Oh, I thought you were like joking about chickens.
Oh, you really have chickens at your incubator?
There's this one like metal, no, I'm serious. It's actually a rooster, I think. Is a rooster the same thing as a chicken?
Rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo.
But are they part of the same family? Whatever.
Yeah.
There's this big metal rooster in the back. It's like a piece.
Don't chickens marry roosters?
I don't know much about that, but I do know that there's a metal rooster on the patio.
So what are the top 3 things to you that an incubator offers an entrepreneur?
I think the relationships and connections are the most important because it's just you need to meet and connect with so many different people to grow your business, whether it's raising money or doing a deal or getting a customer or validating a product, whatever. So that's probably the most valuable thing. The raising of the money is a big thing. So not so much the money that Amplify puts in, right? We'll put in 50 or 100 or in some cases more than that, which is a nice start, but you're invariably going to need to raise a seed round. So you need to raise 3, 4, 5, 7, 100, whatever. The connections to do that is very, very valuable. And that's probably the second most important thing. And then the third is just, having people to bounce ideas off of. I
know you incubated Affinity Networks at Amplify.
Yes.
So how's that going? Tell me, what does Affinity do?
And basically, Affinity Networks is a mobile monetization company. We help mobile apps figure out how to make money from their apps, largely from running different kinds of ads and using social features like chat to create a lot of ad inventory. And then we were able to generate good revenue from that behavior and that activity.
So what would you say is the secret to mobile monetization, and will you share it with us today on the Valley Girl Show?
Yeah, yeah, because even if you know the secret, it still takes a lot of finagling, if you will. I believe it's impressions. It's not CPM. It's generating a high volume of impressions from your users and then figuring out how to fill a high percentage of those impressions, whatever the CPM is. That's the secret, but that's easier said than done.
Well, I feel honored that you shared it with me today, and I won't tell anyone.
Okay, I'm sure.
Okay.
That's cool. We'll keep it between us.
It's funny because mobile, I feel like it was, 5, 10 years ago, everyone's like, everything's on mobile. Mobile's the hot space right now. But it's always hot because there's always opportunity in it, and you found opportunity that people never saw in the beginning. How big do you think the cell phones of the future will be?
I don't know, probably will fit in the cell phone. So it'll be like the cell phone will walk and we'll just attach ourselves to it.
It's so funny. I was thinking they'd be this big.
Well,
and
that, no, it's getting bigger. But you can't see that. You're like, oh, okay, what's going on? But no, the iPhone they have now,
it's getting bigger and bigger.
It is getting bigger.
I can barely hold this
People
one.
will just be carrying their iPads around. So eventually it's just you'll be
in
a computer, itself. Actually, I'm down with getting a chip. If they have that, you can they're gonna run some tests in the first few people. I'm one of those guys that I'm willing to try certain things, like the chip, the one-way ticket to Mars. I would do that with my family. There's certain things that
you're willing to have a chip implanted in you.
Yes.
Kind of they do that with animals.
Yes, but I mean, if they really had one that actually provided some value, I could connect to the internet and I could actually see what I could see Google in my head. That would be epic.
That's awesome.
How about I have another
High
one?
five. That's awesome.
Yeah,
if you do it, I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. I heard you're obsessed with audiobooks.
I love audiobooks.
So what are your favorite types of books to listen to?
Fantasy. I love
fantasy.
Yeah, I love the fantasy, Game of Thrones kind of realm stuff.
Have you read Twilight? or listened
I've
to
actually
it?
not. I did watch the show, the movies.
The movies.
Yeah, I'm into that stuff. I probably
They're
would
great.
like the book. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't read that one yet.
So what do you do like when you listen to audiobooks?
Chapter
We
1.
are star-crossed lovers.
Her hair was golden, gently waving to the middle of her back. The short girl was pixie-like, thin in the extreme with small features. Volume
so
wouldn't
in
draw
love,
attention
She
to
has
me.
every right to be.
It's really,
I looked at the map in the truck, trying to memorize it now.
crazy.
Hopefully I wouldn't have to watch in and make up a lot of the difference between our heights. I couldn't remember her name.